Hey guys, I'm back here working underneath the Dakota again. What a surprise. And I just wanted to show you a solution to a interesting problem that I had. So I'm underneath basically the almost halfway between the left front, left rear tire over there. And I was getting this problem, code PO440, which is a general emissions or evaporative emission system failure. But I looked it up, and specifically on the Dodge Dakota, it means that this leak detection pump right here is basically not operating properly. And in my case, I found that two wires right here in this harness, from this harness right here to this one, were broken. And so this small one right here goes to the vacuum pump, or leak detection pump right here. And so what I did just for now is wire nut the two broken wires together. I'll have to go back and solder them at some point, but this seems to be working out just fine for right now. So that's how I fixed that code. That was PO440. Then another code that I had involved this, let me see, is it this one? Yeah, it was this large vacuum line right here. It also comes from the leak detection pump, that U-bend right there. And it was P0446, which means very small leak detected. And those can always be buggers to find, because really what you need to do is have a smoke machine in order to be able to find a small leak like that. But in my case, I also got lucky because scoot over here. You see right up there. So we had to have this exhaust pipe replaced because it was basically the other side was rotting away, had some holes in it, and they only sell it as one complete assembly. So got the whole thing replaced by our local mechanic. And I think just by accident, this vacuum line right here came in contact with the new exhaust pipe, and basically melted the whole thing to a point where it split in half. But then it stayed in contact with it, and it fused both ends closed, so it didn't leak enough to trigger a large leak code. It was only a small leak code. So basically just spliced the two ends of the pipe right here with some Gorilla Tape. Nice cheap repair. And the code hasn't come back. And also replaced the gas cap just in case. But those are some of the issues I've been having, or I've had with the Dakota recently. And that's how I fixed them, pretty much by myself. And then one other one we had even more recently. You see, this is the fuel line from the fuel tank right here. This is the original line. And then this is a new flexible plastic one we had to have installed. And we'll go up top and I'll show you why we had to have that done. Alright, so here we are up at the top of the engine bay. And let's get the light out real quick. You see right here, that's that, this one right here. It's that plastic fuel line. Here's the original one. And if you look right back here, it's just like this braided hose. It looks like some animal may have chewed that, actually chewed a hole into it. So when my dad went to use the truck. He started it up and tried to move a little bit, and then all of a sudden gasoline was spraying out everywhere from underneath. So he shut it off and thought, well, it may be the end. This may be the end of the Dakota, because if it's leaking gas everywhere, I'm probably not going to spend too much money to fix it. But then I looked at it. I could see that this was damaged right here. So I just turned the key to on, and then sure enough, it was spraying gas out from right there. So we had it towed to our local mechanic, and instead of removing the old line, he just left the old line in there, just ran a new one, new plastic fuel line from the injector rail right here, or the fuel rail right here, all the way to that point you saw down there in the back. And it's held up well so far. It's only been a couple weeks, but seems to be fine. Again, this truck is not really used for daily driving anymore. It's kind of on secondary status right now, just when you need to haul something. That's what really all that it's used for. So this seems to be working out fine for that. And it was just easier to leave the old line in there and spend all the time and effort to take it out. So it seems to be working out fine, but just another little thing that went wrong on a nearly 20-year-old truck. So those are just some of the problems you're probably gonna have to deal with if you have a Dakota and it's also this age. Another thing I did recently is I did all new spark plugs and coils in all 8 of them. Spark plugs are Champion, and if you look on your catalyst label right here, or emission control information, you can see that's the model right there. And according to the service manual from Chrysler, these engines are really only designed for the copper core spark plugs, and if you try to use anything else, it'll result in pre-ignition in the engine. So these engines really only like the copper core spark plugs. And the only trouble I had with that is, first of all, this is your number 8 plug way back here. It was kind of a bear to get to with that this loom harness in the way, and the firewall being so close. So you need to put your spark plug socket down in the hole there, and then you need to use a swivel and a long extension on your wrench in order to reach it. But you see, so on that one and this one right here, you can kind of see it right there. These these nuts broke off along with the top of the stud on this one and that number 8 one back there. So I researched it, and it looks like you can still get the part to replace that. Only problem is I'm not sure if, in order to replace those studs that stick out, if you have to remove the the intake manifold, which is this plastic piece right here. So if that's the case, I'm not going to worry about it. They're not pushing out or anything. The only thing that stud holds down is the coil itself, not the plug. So again, just something I'm not going to worry about because it's not a daily driver anymore. And you see also here, the mice, for some reason, or rats or whatever, seem to have taken a real liking to chewing all this insulation off the firewall. So they've done a big number on that recently. And my friend told me that you can put mothballs in the engine compartment to keep the mice away. So I think we're gonna have to try that. So they've been chewing on the insulation and some of this wiring too. That's what I had. More wiring I had to fix over here. This ignition coil, I had to put 2 splice connectors right there, because that coil would not fire. I was able to determine that the wire was broken, and luckily it was just broken right there where it comes out of the big cable harness or wiring harness. So luckily I was able to splice it and get it running again. But that's just some of the things that I've had to do. Oops, finger in the way, on the Dakota recently. But it actually runs quite a bit smoother now that the plugs have been replaced. Go ahead and start it up for you here. Still starts right up. And she's, whoops, silly radio. She still runs nice and smooth. Drives down the road still, for now. And this is the 4.7 liter engine, the next generation Magnum, paired with the Chrysler 545 RFE transmission. And still works for now. As you can see, we've got 239,064 miles on her. And what are we getting for fuel mileage right now? Average, we're getting 13.5 mpgs. So, engine certainly enjoys sipping on gas, but it's got the power to back it up, so I'm fine with it. Anyway, that's just a little update on the Dakota, what's been happening with it at the end of the year. Just some of the issues that I've had and some of the solutions to them. So if you have any questions, let me know. Enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.